Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. With me is Shail Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on D Street. Well, the markets are soaring and how 200 points higher as far as the Nifty is concerned. We're back above the 25,000 mark and are inching further up. The Nifty Bank is definitely lending its own support, 0.4% higher for the Nifty Bank at 51,158. There's a 226-point jump on the Nifty Bank, which is performing better right now. At this point in time. When we look at the sectors, barring PSU banks, rest all of the sectors are up and about, led by the metal space, which is shining the brightest, 2% higher for the Nifty Metal Index. Consumer durables are up and about too, 1.4% higher. Realty, IT, oil and gas, those are the sectors where a lot of buying action is being seen. On the Nifty, you have Hindalco as the top moving stock right now with almost 4% gains. HCL Tech follows up next. NTPC, ONGC, Bajaj Finserv and JSW Steel are the other top movers as far as the Nifty is concerned. On the lower side, you have Apollo Hospitals that's dragging with about 1.3% loss. You have HDFC Life, Hero Moto, Adani Ports, Eicher Motors and Grasim as some of those stocks that are still lagging behind. Even the PSE index, the Public Sector Enterprises Index, is up by over 1%. So handsome gains being seen on a lot of pockets today. Good afternoon, Shail.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's turned out to be a fantastic Monday. Strong cues coming in from overseas, and we galloped from the real start of the show. Apart from the highs that you see on the Nifty, and here's wishing that we have a close above 25,010, which was the previous high, and let's hope today's momentum continues at a rapid pace. Two more record highs, Sakshi. The Nifty Small Cap 100 Index, that shows you the health of the market, doing extremely well, and there are chances that this will also close at a record high at the moment. And of course, the Nifty 500 Index. This is the widest, broadest measure that we track in the market, and it sort of points to the trader health, the wider participation health, and this is what we have in front of you, 140 points uptick. The previous high was also on August 1 when the index closed at 23,506. It will be interesting to see the close today. Obviously, this is higher. Now, what is the only pain point, Sakshi, is that volumes are not with us, and typically you see cash counters doing extremely well. You have Honasa, which is a beauty brand, up 10%, volume of 1240 crores. Needless to say, this is a record high. And GSPL, HBL Power, Tata Technologies in the list of top traded counters. What is holding the index up, ladies and gentlemen, is Reliance Industries. The banks, especially HDFC and ICICI. Remember, Reliance Industries has its annual general meeting on Thursday on the monthly expiry day at 2 p.m. and traditionally we have seen RIL sort of rising in anticipation ahead of the AGM on all sorts of announcements. The last AGM was on 28th August, and from then on till now, RIL has appreciated 17%. Apart from that, Sakshi has mentioned a very smart run up in the Nifty Metals Index. What also is buzzing, of course, is the realty and the IT space, and I'll just mark the new highs in the market before we welcome Mr. Nilesh Shah. So out of NSE 500, the new names hitting record highs are Policy Bazaar, 4% higher, 1755. JSW Steel 963, 2.3% higher. Voltas 1717, 1.6% higher. And I'm just giving you a cross section of new highs. Marico, Indian Hotels, HCL Tech, Gillette and Motilal Oswal Financial Services. So mood across sectors, Sakshi, is phenomenal, and especially in the cash market, these rallies are accompanied by a wide surge in volume. Sakshi.
All right, let's welcome our guest on board then. Nilesh Jain joins in. He's the Head and Vice President of Technicals and Derivatives Research at Centrum Broking. Warm welcome to you, Nilesh. Good to have you with us. Well, we are really close to that all-time high level of 25,078. Finally, after in fact, the entire series patience that we have shown, the markets are inching back to those record high levels. What's the sense you're getting in the markets and any key stocks that you're looking at?
Very good afternoon to you, Sakshi. Good afternoon, Shail sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So yes, we started on a cautious note as far as August series is concerned. But good part is that towards the closing, it is ending on a very good note, and it looks like Nifty is likely to end this series on a record high. It is a matter of time before we see Nifty inching towards that mark of 25,078. But apart from those numbers, I think overall the undertone continues to remain bullish. We are very much positive on the Nifty index for upside potential towards 25,200 to 25,500. So these are the levels that we are expecting from a short to medium term point of view. Maybe quite possible that in the September series, Nifty may scale to 25,500 kind of levels. The momentum indicators and oscillators are very much in the buy mode as far as Nifty is concerned. And good part is that the bank Nifty, where we have seen a lot of underperformance, now we have started witnessing some reversal, a strong reversal, I would say, in the heavyweight counters like ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. So next leg of rally may led by banking counters. So one needs to watch out for that. As far as stocks are concerned, we have a couple of buy ideas. First of all, Indian Hotel, this particular stock has given a good symmetrical triangle formation breakout. And even if you look at the derivative data, we are witnessing a positive rollover in this particular stock. So the structure looks positive for 675, 685 kind of levels on the upside. Stop loss can be placed somewhere around 645. Apart from that, another stock on the long side is NTPC, where we have seen a falling trend line breakout in this particular stock. More than 9% OI has been added in NTPC so far, and good volume attraction can also be seen. So NTPC looks positive for 425 and 430 kind of a target on the upside. 403 should be the stop loss. And apart from that, metals are looking very strong given the kind of fall that we have seen in the dollar index. So overall, metal space looks positive for a momentum to continue. Within this space, Hindustan Copper is looking strong. We have seen a good inverse HNS kind of a pattern breakout, and also a lot of short covering is happening here. So 335, 350 kind of target can be seen in Hind Copper. Keep a stop loss below 390.
Right. Indian hotels in particular. Namaste Nilesh ji, a very warm welcome. Your presence has sort of ensured that we may close above 25,000 for the second time, and let's hope above 25,010 on the Nifty. These are really good times for a market which has had a very painful 2 weeks, if I may add, from the intra-month low of about 24,050 maybe. The index is now at 25,050. So there's a 1,000-point rally which is there to be seen in the markets. NTPC, yes, a very strong flow coming in, as also Indian hotels. Sakshi, the open interest activity on Indian hotels is actually 29% uptick in futures. So that is something to be looked into. And of course, NTPC, there's absolutely no stopping this counter. Very, very strong show coming in. Let's do some market spotting for our viewers today. Nilesh, what looks good to you in the NBFC space? M&M Financial Services, normally a stock that we don't discuss, but 3.8% higher. This is again high beta, low ticket, 316 rupees. What are the charts telling you?
Well, sir, the structure looks very strong. Reason being, we have seen a decent correction in the market, but in fact, this particular stock was one of the outperformer, and even in NBFC space, the stock is in fact is outperforming. Structure looks very strong on the weekly time frame. If you look at for the second consecutive week, we are witnessing a positive attraction. So the upside seems to be looking strong for 325 and 335 kind of a target. Stop loss can be placed below 305, and the structure looks strong for M&M Finance. Apart from that, within NBFC space, another stock that we are liking for a momentum perspective is Chola Finance. So even if you look at this particular stock, a good rebound can be seen after testing the lows near about 1300 to 1305. And today's reversal is witnessing, is giving some kind of confidence, and we might see a follow-up move towards 1420 to 1450. Stop loss can be placed somewhere around 1360.
Okay, got it. We'll ask you also on the IT space that's been rallying since morning, Nilesh, and stocks like HCL Tech, which are at record levels. How are you looking at that and the entire space? What looks positive to you?
So Sakshi, one preferred bet within the Nifty IT pack will also remain HCL Tech itself. The stock that you have just mentioned, the reason for this particular stock is that we have witnessed a good rounding bottom kind of a pattern breakout in this particular stock from the levels of 1660, and the structure looks very strong for 1800 plus kind of a levels as far as September series is concerned. So from a short term point of view, 1800 could be the potential target for HCL Technology. Can be bought at current level. Keep a stop loss below 1680, and yes, this particular stock can be bought.
Okay.
Sakshi, let's look at the top performing stocks within the Nifty. Because we have a double, a double century. One really needs to see what kind of moves are coming in. So record highs on Bajaj Auto, Coal India 538.85, JSW Steel that I have already marked, and HCL Tech, which you've just talked about, 1714. These are the record highs. And let's look at the advanced decline ratio first. Okay, it's a fairly good, maybe 32 is to 15 or 38 is to 12. That's fantastic, 3 is to 1. Among the top gainers today, the metal space, Hindalco, 4% higher, 712. You've marked HCL Tech. Let's look at ONGC, 3% higher, 328. This is also the carryover from rising crude oil prices. Nileshji, ONGC on the charts, what is it telling you?
A very strong chart structure out here as well. The stock has been in a secular uptrend since a long time, and whatever decline we are witnessing is getting bought into. So it's a good portfolio stock at current level as well. Stock may test the levels of 360, 370 in the near term, and the recent swing low, which is placed at 317, that should be the stop loss. And from a trading point of view, it can be bought at current level for a momentum to continue towards 340 to 350. But we have a positional target of 400 plus in this particular stock.
Okay, got that. Nilesh, apart from this, I also wanted to understand from you, from the PSU pack, the index itself is up by over 1%. How are you looking at the stocks there? Any key stock that has come on your radar afresh from the PSU pack?
The Nifty PSE index, if you look at, which is up close to 1% today, 11,440 is the level. So within this particular index, if you look at the stocks like ONGC, NTPC, Coal India, Oil India, in fact, all these stocks are looking strong, and we have witnessed a good rebound from the lower levels. So stock specific, we are very much bullish. NTPC, we have already discussed about this particular stock. We expect a follow-up move to continue towards 440, 450. And given this kind of volatility in the market, I think it is better to stick to the PSE stocks. And within this space, NTPC continues to remain a preferred bet, followed by ONGC and Oil India.
NTPC you've already marked, and this was actually one of the very few stocks that actually fell the least while the market was correcting fairly sharply. So that is the theme, and of course you've mentioned Hindustan Copper, NMDC. Look at Tata Steel, look at how moves are coming into National Aluminium, and of course Steel Authority. So it's a metals day. I'll request the PCR to show the metals index for the Nifty. This is the second best performer in trade today, and if you look at the all-time high, this is come off fairly substantially, and is now at 9499, but the all-time high was 10,147, and even this one has bounced from 200 DMA. Look at how Hindustan Zinc is coming back. Last week Monday, it was the retail part of their OFS that was open, and the stock was priced at somewhere like 490 or something. A very strong show coming in over the last 2 or 3 sessions. Nilesh bhai, is the worst behind us as far as Hindustan Zinc is concerned?
I think so because we have seen a good volume traction in last 4 to 5 consecutive sessions. So it looks like the accumulation phase have started, and whatever carnage that we saw a couple of weeks back, I think there could be possibility of a strong retracement, and we expect this pullback to continue towards the 580 to 600. So at least to continue the formation of a lower top and lower bottom, I think the recent lower top can be made somewhere around 600. So at least from the current level, we expect a strong rebound towards 600 level, and the risk and reward looks favorable since the support is placed somewhere around 500 mark. So 500 should be the stop loss, and this pullback can be played till 600 levels.
Okay, got that. Well, Nilesh, we'll thank you on that note for being with us on this special edition and sharing all your thoughts and ideas. Hope you have a great time till we meet next on Market Today on Business Today Television. Viewers, and now it's time for us to discuss the hotting up action in the primary market space. The company that we're going to be focusing on is Premier Engines, the company that's planning to raise up to 2830 odd crore rupees via the IPO. The IPO is set to open on August 27. It consists of a fresh issue of 1291 crores and an offer for sale of 1539 odd crore rupees. This is a solar cell manufacturing company. It sets the price band at 427 rupees to 450 rupees per share, and at the upper end of the price band, the market cap of PEL stands at about 20,000 odd crore rupees. We're now joined by a very special person to discuss more about the company, Mr. Chiranjeev Singh Saluja. He's the MD of Premier Engines, who is now with us on Business Today. Warm welcome to you, sir. Sakshi this side. I first want to begin to understand, the objective and the aim of launching this IPO. You're already in the business for last 20 years odd or so, and in this space, which is now garnering even more attention, both from the government as well as the investors community at large. So you're stepping your foot into the Dalal Street now. Do tell us, what should the investors expect from you?
Thank you, Sakshi. So the company is 29 years old. It was started by our chairman, Mr. Surendra Pal Singh Saluja, in 1995. This raise which we are doing, the primary raise, is to fund our greenfield expansion, which is going to be a 4 gigawatt of solar cell and 4 gigawatt of solar module manufacturing, which is coming up close to Hyderabad. This is a 3,400 crore capex spend which we are doing. Today we are a 2 gigawatt cell and a 4 gigawatt module manufacturer. We'll be growing from here to a 7 gigawatt cell and 8 gigawatt module. So the primary raise is to fund the 4 gigawatt greenfield project.
Fair point. Mr. Saluja, a very warm welcome to you. And if timing could be tracked, yours would be the perfect issue. You're going to open tomorrow when the market is at a record high and get listed on September 3rd. Hopefully, the sentiment would be equally good, if not better, 4 days later. Let's just try to understand the pricing. At 450 rupees, you are at a very decent PE of 26 as far as prices are concerned. But the face value is 1. Essentially, it means that dilution has ever happened over time, and this is actually a 4,500 rupee per share kind of a pricing, which is fine. I just want to understand the logic behind pricing the IPO at 450.
So the pricing of the IPO is something which the BRLMs work along with the investors. What we have demonstrated to the BRLMs is our financial performance in the past and this Q1. This is something which was derived discussions with the investors, and it's come up from their side.
Okay, can I just share the Q1 numbers for the audience, and you can probably confirm them. The first quarter top line was 1657 crores and a profit of 198 crores versus the year ago number of 611 in sales and 31 crore rupees on profit after tax. Are these numbers correct?
So you're talking about the FY24 numbers. The FY24 numbers, the revenue was 3,144 crores. And the profit after tax was 233 crores. And the Q1 numbers which you said are right.
Okay, perfect. Now, what ahead? How does the growth look beyond 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years from now? What are you targeting?
So what normally I would like to refrain from any future statements with the regulatory body guidelines. But what I can say is that we have doubled our production capacity. In October to December 23, we have doubled our capacity, which was 750 megawatt cell to a 2 gigawatt cell, and then we are adding another 4 gigawatt. So in terms of capacity, the revenues from FY24 have gone up in Q1 is only because the capacity doubled and a very robust demand in this sector, not only in India, but also for exports to the US.
Sir, you also have about a 16.2% market share in the total solar cell installed capacity in India. How do you see that growing over the next few years?
So we have been cell manufacturers for 14 years now. We started our cell manufacturing story in 2010, and there is a huge demand for domestically manufactured cells. It is not easy to set up a cell manufacturing facility. Generally, it takes about 2.5 years for anybody to set up such a facility, and about 6 to 8 months to even stabilize these lines. So at the moment, there are only 5 players in India manufacturing cells. There are other companies coming up, but the demand is quite robust from US and India both.
Of course. Let's look at the order book at present, about 5,900 crores. Mr. Saluja, one point that's raised as a risk factor in your DRHP is that this is concentrated over a few number of clients. You are primarily a B2B player, about 200 or so customers, out of which 27 are global. What is the pipeline as far as order book is concerned over the next 2 odd years? Because at 5,900 crores, if you multiply 1657 by 4, this is less than a 1-year order book.
Yeah, so the order book which we have published in the RHP has a realization cycle of 18 months because these orders are going up to even September 25. To your question on the concentration of customers, this business is such that customers generally want solar panels to come on their project site in the last 3 months of their project commissioning timelines. So even though the number of customers concentration is lower, but this keeps changing every quarter because every quarter you have different projects which are getting commissioned, and hence this keeps moving.
Right. Sir, also do help us understand, since you were talking about your financials, how are the margins currently? They have improved substantially over the last few years, and I think they are now in the mid-teens. How are you really looking at that picture growing?
So our margins have improved substantially, Sakshi, because the lines got stabilized. Solar lines, as I told you, takes time to stabilize. We commissioned our lines in October to December this 23, and the lines are operational now, giving out the right efficiency of the solar cells. What we make this, in fact, last year, almost 99% of solar cells which were exported to the US from India were from our company, which demonstrates the high quality and the high efficiency cells what we make. And margins, yes, have improved because of scale, because of operational efficiency and lines getting stabilized.
Right. Mr. Saluja, what is the breakup between domestic and overseas sales in terms of percentage?
So we have very strategically, diversified our sales revenue. To the US is below 20%. Our exports are below 20%. 80% of our sales are to the Indian market because there is a very robust, strong demand created by the government of India. There's a huge support from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy for manufacturing as well as deployment of solar in India.
Would you also be looking at expanding to any other markets?
We already have announced in the RHP that we are setting up a 1 gigawatt solar cell facility in America. We have signed a JV with the local module manufacturer in the US, and this facility will come up over 3 years.
Okay. Mr. Saluja, a couple of more points on capacity utilization. You've just said that you've doubled capacity on cells, which was reflective on the first quarter top line. But what is the utilization in terms of factory output?
So as of today, we are at about 80% capacity utilization. The peak we can reach is about 92%.
Okay, fair point. And what about this plan or maybe something in the pipeline that you will go retail? Because at the moment, you do have very happy customers, but it's the retail side of the business, just on winning the elections, Mr. Modi announced that 1 crore households will have solar rooftops. So how will Premier Energies benefit from that?
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very big boost to the local solar industry in India. The PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana requires mandates that the solar cell and modules have to be made in India. And we don't do B2C, we do B2B, but then the customers whom we sell to, they are installers, integrators who would go on rooftops, and we would be playing a very, very important role in this 1 crore household Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana scheme.
Okay, sir, help us understand one thing which Shell also mentioned, that top 10 customers, I think, of yours contribute about 66% of the total revenues. Now, how are you looking at this concentration risk and the rise in competition at the same time? How will you be able to retain your customers and probably grow this band as well?
So firstly, this is not the risk, it's the cycle of the business. We have customers who need solar panels depending on their commissioning deadlines. So the top customers every quarter changes. It's not that we have only 10 customers for the entire year. There could be top 10 customers in one quarter, and the second quarter could be different customers depending on the commissioning guidelines. And in terms of competition, yes, there is a lot of industries coming up in this sector. It's a hot space. But we, with our experience of 29 years in this industry and the kind of experience which the company has over the last 3 decades, we are confident that we will get further into backward integration and continue to be remaining in the top 5-10 players in the country.
Mr. Saluja, how have solar module and solar cell prices moved over the last 3 years? I believe the competition is so much and technology is improving so dramatically that you see a constant price erosion on both these products. What has been your experience?
So yes, prices have dropped. China generally controls the raw material of this supply chain. At one time, about 85% of our raw material was imported from China, which has now come down to 60%. With us getting into ingot wafer, it will further come down, our reliance on China. And prices have dropped, but this is not a threat to us. It's a great advantage to us because we are able to provide more cost-effective products to our customers.
Right. Mr. Saluja, all your manufacturing facilities currently are in Telangana, is that right? And does that expose you to some geographical risk? Would you look at expanding as well there geographically?
For our ingot and wafer, we are looking at moving out of Telangana. Our existing cell and module is in Telangana. But for ingot wafer, we'll be looking at other zones.
Okay.
Mr. Singh, when we look at how the IPO size will be, 1291 crores is fresh issue. How much of this will go into buying a stake in your subsidiary which is setting up this plant, and what are the other general corporate purposes that you have?
So the 1291 crores, about 1,000 crores will go into the subsidiary. That is the equity infusion for the 3,400 crore capex project which we are setting up. The general corporate purposes, for general corporate purposes, is the IPO expenses which we have and other working capital requirements. The OFS which is being done, that's about 1,530 crores. About 80% of the OFS is being done by the private equity player, that is GGF, which invested in us in 2021. And the rest is from promoters. And post the IPO, the dilution from the promoters, which is now at 72%, will come down to 56%.
Yes. My final question to you, Mr. Saluja. What is a handsome Sardar doing in Hyderabad, Telangana? These projects should have been set up in Punjab.
So the story goes like this, that my grandfather, he came to Hyderabad in the year 1948. 1947, he moved from Pakistan during partition. For a year, he was at Ayodhya. And then he moved to Hyderabad. And the only reason why he moved to Hyderabad was he was in the business of confectionery. And sugar was controlled. He got a license for sugar allocation from the Nizam sugar factory then. And that brought him to Hyderabad. So we have 3 generations in Hyderabad.
So from sugar to solar panels is how the journey of Premier Energies has panned out. Sakshi and I are coming to Hyderabad to see the new plant, and then maybe we'll also taste some Hyderabadi goodies, whether it's sugar or whether something unmentionable on public platforms. But nevertheless, Mr. Saluja, here's wishing you a great listing and a fabulous oversubscription. We look forward to September 3rd when the stock will be quoted on both the Bombay and the National Stock Exchange. And here's wishing you all the best from Business Today Television.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that was about Premier Energies. And viewers, now we'll get back to the markets. We'll continue to get you all the action from primary markets like this. But now Brijesh Singh, Senior Technical Analyst of Stock Access, is with us for the last half an hour of tracking the markets today, which has been absolutely smooth ride on Monday without any complaints. Brijesh ji, warm welcome. 25,000 back with us. How are markets looking to you now?
So good afternoon, Sakshi and Sailji. Still, overall trend look promising, and we are heading for the new top in coming days. For the Nifty, it's been considered 25,400, 25,450 would be the level where the supply might be coming. Regarding support, it's been considered immediately 24,750, 24,850 are the level where the support lies for the Nifty. If I talk about the Bank Nifty, then the Bank Nifty immediate resistance is 51,400 to 51,450. If we surpass that level, then 51,900 to 51,950 would be coming in the play. Support wise 50,900. So overall both the indices trend is positive. But again, I would be saying if I compare both with Nifty and the Bank Nifty, then Nifty is outperforming as compared to the Bank Nifty is being considered.
Sakshi, I think the best person to wish happy Janmashtami would be ब्रज के राजा ब्रिजेश सिंह जी हमारे सामने प्रस्तुत हैं. शुभकामनाएं आपको ब्रिजेश जी. मैं तो सोच रहा था आप मथुरा में हमारे साथ चलेंगे, वृंदावन में बनाई जाएगी जन्माष्टमी, आप बम्बई में बैठे हैं.
आपको भी नहीं, आप कभी भी कहें चलते हैं वृंदावन, बाकी बिहारी जी के दर्शन करेंगे. बहुत वो है, पुण्य की नगरी है. और हम तो ये भी कहेंगे कि 84 कोस की परिक्रमा भी लगाएंगे.
अभी देखिए वही सब करेंगे जो बस की है, वहाँ चलते हैं और फिर बाद में डिसाइड करेंगे कि परिक्रमा होगी या नहीं होगी. लेकिन शुभ जन्माष्टमी. और इस उपलक्ष्य पर सिंह साहब दो स्टॉक ऐसे जो मीडियम टर्म में आपको बढ़िया लगते हो.
या सो देखिए, मैं 2-3 स्टॉक्स के बारे में कहना चाहूँगा. आई विल गिव यू 2-3 स्टॉक्स, नॉट फॉर द मीडियम टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव बट फॉर द शॉर्टर टर्म दैट इज बीन कंसीडर्ड फॉर अ वीक और अ 2 वीक टाइम फ्रेम. आई विल स्टार्ट विद PNB हाउसिंग. It's look good, still looks on the chart. Right now the stock has been trading at 877 around. Stock has a 52-week high at 913. Overall trend look promising. On the 4-hourly chart, it had been forming the rounding bottom, which indicates more upside in the coming days can be seen. So present rate can be used to go long with the stop loss of 840. Play for the target of 930. Second counter would be Vedanta. A trendline breakout has been witnessed in it. Right now 6%, 3% high it is been trading. 463 around.
This week has 9 IPOs.
The stock is trading at 463 around. Present rate can be used to go long with the stop loss of 452. The first minor hurdle would be a 474. I look for the target of 502 or 505 zone around. And another counter for the 2-week time frame would be PEL, Piramal Enterprises. If you look out the weekly time frame of the chart, the stock had already made the higher bottom formation, and the recent swing high, the recent swing low was 728, and before that it had made a high of 1127, and before that it made a low of 599. So just if we consider all this 3.599 followed by 1127 followed by 728 around, if we draw a Fibonacci extension in it, taking a ABCD formation, so it is heading towards the level of 1257 around. Immediate resistance lied at 1140 to 50, but I feel that it is heading towards the level of 1257. So one can look out to buy at the present rate, keeping a stop loss of 990, play for the target of 1140 followed by 1257.
Okay, got it. Let me just discuss with you a few heavyweight counters as well. Reliance Industries I'll bring up to you at 3030 odd levels. How are you looking at the charts right now? We are headed into a major event, the annual general meeting of Reliance Industries on this Thursday. How should investors be really looking at the stock right ahead? Again, there will be a huge expectation around the big bang announcements that could come in.
So, like Sailji was asking about the medium-term perspective. So, if someone has a view of a not medium-term, again I'll say if someone has a view of long-term, definitely the stock should be there in your portfolio. 3,000 around, the stock has been trading any correction, present rate or any correction towards the level of 850 or 200 and 850 or 2900 also can be used to go long. So if someone has a view of say medium term, then present rate can be used to go long with a stop loss of 2600, play for the level of 3500 to 3600 level. If someone has a view of say short term bad, then keep a stop loss of 2900, present rate can be used to go long for the target of 3150, 3170.
Okay, that's something to look forward to. Remember, the next 2 or 3 days will also be something to look forward to as far as RIL is concerned. It is exactly 1 year to its previous AGM, which was held on 28th of August, and between then and now, the counter is up 17%. So the next 2 days and Thursday, when the event is, you will also have the monthly FNO expiry. The AGM starts at 2 p.m. So please keep this stock on your radar for at least 2 or 3 days. Lots of announcements are expected. Sakshi, wasn't there 2 brokerage reports that raised RIL price target, if I'm not mistaken?
There is a Bernstein report that has raised the target price to 3,440.
Yes.
And outperform call on RIL.
I believe there was one from, I may be mistaken, Jeffries or CLSA, but we'll try and find that out for you. There were 2 reports that I saw in the morning. What else is buzzing? Brajeshji, I hesitate to ask, but Bajaj Auto, 5 digits. The stock is in a very, very strong momentum. And this is not just Bajaj Auto, Hero Motors, TVS Motors, Eicher, all of them showing very strong traction. Within the two-wheeler space, what would be your favorite pick on the long side?
So if I go with all the 4 stocks which you have mentioned regarding with Bajaj, TVS, Hero Motor and Eicher, I'll say that the series is same only. You know, buying side would be Bajaj Auto followed by TVS and Hero Motor Corp and Eicher I would be avoiding. So I'll start with Bajaj Auto first. 10,434 around stock has been trading. Today's session we have seen stock making a new high, 10,517. Still a lot of stream has been left. So someone has a view of say for a couple of month time frame, present rate can be used to go long, 10,434 around. One can look out to buy. Stop loss would be 9,800. Play for the target of 11,200. TVS Motor, if I talk about Friday session, we have already seen a gap up opening. Now it's been making us runaway gap would be converting into gap up opening would be converted into a runaway gap in a bullish mode. 2778 around stock has been trading. Present rate can be used to go long. Keep a stop loss of 2,648. On the higher side, it has a resistance at 2,920, but I feel that would be broken and it is heading towards the level of 3,100. But for that thing, we have to wait for at least for 2 months, 2 or 3 months. If I talk about Hero Motor Corp on a 4-hourly chart, stock has been trading in downward channel slope. So for making a momentum strong, it has to surpass a level of 5,540 on a closing basis. If it surpasses, then we can see stock jumping towards the level of say 5,800 or 6,000 odd level. Till that level has not been broken, I feel that the present rate 5,300 or 5,541 can keep that thing as stop loss and use for selling purpose. Downside, it has a support at 5,100 followed by 5,000 odd level. If I talk about Eicher Motor, it's been trading in the range. If I talk about the range lies at 4,500, 4,540 on the downside, followed by 5,500, 5,020 on the higher side. So it still has been trading in this range. Let the range broke out on the either side, then one can look out for buying on the long side. But I feel the trend still not that much promising on Eicher. So Bajaj and TVS one can look out on the buy side.
Okay, got it. Well, apart from this, the entire capital markets related stocks that have been buzzing, Brijesh, I wanted to ask you on those. How are you looking at stocks like BSE, like CAM, CDSL, Edelweiss Financial Services, Angel One? These stocks are buzzing in trade. They're taking turns to have their own days as well. How should an investor really approach these stocks?
So I think you were talking about the BSE and Angel,
Yes.
Gems, and I'll include Motilal Oswal also in this counter. From a chart point of view, that is looking more promising. For 761 around, it's been trading. Stock today made a new 52-week high. For a very short-term bet, it's been considered. Present rate can be used to go long 760, play for the target of 790. If that has been surpassed, then it is heading towards the level of 875. Downside, it has a support at 725 around. So for a very short term bet, it's been considered keep a stop loss 725, play for the target of 790 followed by 875. If I consider the BSE chart, so BSE charts has been looking promising. On a buy side, 2727 around, it's been trading. Present rate or a dip towards the level of 2690 can be used to go long with the stop loss of 2540. On the higher side, it has a mild resistance at 2880. If we are surpassing, then it heading towards the level of 3070 to 3080 odd level. CAMS already we have seen parabolic curve formation on a buy side. It had already moved from a level of 2200 towards the level of 4800. We have seen some mild profit booking, and it made a swing low of 3870 from again the rally has been started, but it should surpass 4650. So condition buying has been there. Let it cross 4650, then only one can take a buy call with a stop loss of 4300. And if we are able to surpass that 4350, then we are heading towards a new 52-week high.
Yes, I think Brijeshji's frame has freezed. We'll get that back on the screen. But Sakshi, I think you marked Tech Mahindra right there in the morning. And there is a very, very interesting development, 1642. The all-time high on this one is 1789, which we saw way back in January 2022. So very strong momentum coming in. The last 3 months have been magnificent for Tech Mahindra. From a low of 1193, it's been a phase of very, very good momentum, and now we are at the highest level since Jan 2022. So that's 2 years plus say 8 odd months. Very strong momentum coming in, and today I think Tech Mahindra would be the best performing tech stock in the market today. Of course, the record high is being garnered by HCL Tech, 3.2% higher, but nothing taking away from the wonders that Tech Mahindra is showing on the screen. So HCL Tech record high, 3.2% higher. Tech Mahindra 1643, 2.8% higher as far as charts are concerned. Let's hope Brijeshji is back. Let's see if we can have his views. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that was a freeze frame. We'll try and get back to him. But these two metal stocks taking it away. My apologies, tech stocks taking it away, and Jindal Steel and Power 987, 2.8% higher, heading for 4 digits, is also consolidating near record high. Sakshi.
Absolutely. There are some other stocks that are buzzing sharply higher in trade. Rarely we discuss these stocks, especially because they are high ticket items as well. One is Gillette. That's sharply higher in trade today. About 5-6% of a move can be seen on this one. Let's look at the stock. Yes, there is a over 6% kind of a surge, 8,979 on this one. And when we also look at Godfrey Phillips, that's another one that's been sharply higher in trade. These are some high ticket stocks that are actually buzzing in trade today with strong moves, over 5% surge even for Godfrey Phillips at 56.79 odd levels as well. Apart from on this, there are several other stocks also which are in momentum. Let me bring up some other stocks also to you. Remember, we were discussing that capital markets regulatory space, capital markets related space. JM Financial is up by over 12% in trade today. So just like how we said that, there is an entire move that's taking place on this space. So keep an eye out on this space very like at this point in time. From the mid-cap IT space, of course, we've been discussing IT stocks right from the morning trade. Tech Mahindra, something that Shell highlighted. Across the board, we've discussed HCL Tech at record high levels as well. Even in the F&O space, this Coforge, Emphasis, Persistent, these are the stocks. And what's added itself to this list is Quick Heal Technologies, about 14% higher in trade for Quick Heal Technologies after a long haul is what we are seeing a single day, and such sharp mid-teen kind of moves being seen on some such stocks as well. NIT Limited, remember we had touched base upon it last week when Shell had highlighted the promoters buying
There's a very
stake.
interesting
There's a
story,
20%
Sakshi. Why don't you?
circuit.
Yeah. Oh, really?
There's a 20% circuit on the stock.
Okay, now I'll tell you the story. So Thursday and block deals were revealed on Friday.
Yeah.
The two promoters, Mr. Thadani and Mr. Pawar, bought 17.5 lakh shares each from a fund that was vacating its position. On Friday, in one of the block deals, there is a gentleman called Ramesh S. Damani who purchased 8 lakh shares. Now starts the beauty. Nobody knows the identity of this particular person.
Okay.
It's not whom we think it is,
Okay.
but the market
Yes.
thinks it is the person who we think it is. That's the story.
Okay.
Therefore, when the promoters bought, it was up 8%, 9% on Thursday. And what the market is thinking is not what is right, but it is up 20%. So that's the story.
Let's get in Brijesh ji back onto the conversation in that.
And there is one Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala also who is still active, but not the Rakesh Jhunjhunwala that we all know. So the beauty of the market is often reflected in these idiosyncrasies, 20% higher.
Right. ब्रिजेश जी NIIT कैसे देख रहे हैं आप ये 3 दिनों का जो मूव आया है स्टॉक में?
स्टोरी सारी सेल जी ने बता दी है. A gap up opening has already been there in the market. See the volume is a major concern. The volume breakout has been witnessed in it. Previous swing high was of 141. Stock has broken that level. So I'll only say if that thing doesn't break, it is heading towards the level of 180, 185 zone. So today it is in circuit, but keep a stop loss of 141 below on a closing basis and play for the target of 180, 185.
I have so many such hilarious stories, Sakshi, that you will have a stomach ache if you listen to even a few of them. How money is made in the market with zero research, right? Zero effort, and tons of money. ये सिर्फ भाग्य रेखा का वो है खेल. हम लोग सोचते हैं कितनी मेहनत करनी पड़ती होगी पैसे कमाने के लिए, but for those people who have this rekha in their hand, they make tons of money. I'll tell you one more story, but that's after the break. It was on a budget day when something really fantastic happened, but that was 10-15 years ago. Okay, 3:18 p.m. ladies and gentlemen, I am still hoping that we will have a record close which is above 25,010. We are just 1 point away, but above 25,000 I am also equally happy. Let's see how the next 12 minutes go. All the big boys are with us. Reliance ahead of its AGM 3 days from now. HDFC and ICICI Bank doing fantastically well. And how come we forgot the birthday boy TCS? 20th year of listing, Sakshi. 33 times the stock has appreciated, and it's given 3 1:1 bonuses and become India's most valuable tech company. It's also the biggest wealth creator on the Nifty over the last 15 years. Singh Saab, what are the long-term charts of TCS telling you at a record high?
If I talk about the longer term time frame of the chart, first on a weekly as well as on the monthly time frame, still lots of stream has been left 4,503 around the stock has been trading. Today we missed the new 50-week high, otherwise we would have made it. The 50-week high is 4,565. Today swing high is 4,552. Again, till stock doesn't break 4,070 or 4,000 odd level, use dip for a buying, play for the first target of 5,100, and if we look out more extreme level on the higher side, if someone has a view of say 1 year or for a couple of years, then it can even try to touch 6,100 also.
Okay, I'll request the PCR to fire the TCS charts in different formats, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year kind of a period, Sakshi. This one needs to be discussed. When the IPO came somewhere in August 2004, the rupee versus dollar was at 54. It's at 84 today. And at 54 rupees, it was India's first $1 billion IPO. It was not oversubscribed the way IPOs are done these days. And what's really interesting is that these bonuses that I talk about came in the vicinity of, let me just tell you the right dates, July 2006, 1:1, June 2009, 1:1, and April 2018, 1:1. So if you readjust the bonus issue and come to the price at the moment, it would be somewhere like 106 rupees 25 paisa. So against the issue price of 850. So 850 because of bonuses is now 106, and from 106 you have 4,502. That's a 44 or 41 times return in a span of 20 years, actually.
Wow.
That's wealth creation.
Oh my God. Yes, it's impossible to imagine with the kind of wealth creators who may be still sitting on the stock right from the IPO days, and they're laughing it away.
Yeah, and you know, almost everybody got 17 shares. I remember it so clearly. The minimum offer size was 17 shares, and issue was oversubscribed by 3-4 times. That's it, and everybody got it.
Wow.
And from then on, for those who've held, it's been a fantastic journey.
For sure, for sure. Okay, let's get started on BTST trades then, Brijesh ji. It's 3:22 p.m. Share with us what will you be looking at?
So I was just looking Tata LXE chart, and
Yes.
you know, when I was looking that time, it was quoting as 7,750. I made a target of 8,000, and now it has been trading at 7,900. You know, so I feel if someone wants to go for the BTST, still one can look out Tata LXE, present rate of 7,900, keep a stop loss of 7,700, and on the higher side it can be go up to 8,200. The target which for a short term is, if I say, then it is 8,500, but 8,200 for would be for the BTST. Oil India looks good on the chart, 706 or 7 around it's been trading. Keep a stop loss of 690, play for the target of 735, 738.
Okay, you know, one stock which has jumped up sharply is Shriram Finance. It's moved up to 1% higher in trade. We've forgotten this stock at all completely. Brijesh ji, yeah, there was one time when every day Shriram Finance would be buzzing right after it got included in the Nifty. How are you looking at the stock now?
See, you know, so it's trading in the, first of all, the trend is positive, but it's trading in the very narrow range. And if we see it, 3,100, 3,110 around downside, followed by the higher, if I talk about 3,180, 85 around on the higher side. Let it cross that 3,180 mark, then one can go for a buy set with a stop loss of 3,100 for the target of 3,350, 3,400. Trend is positive, but I'm just looking for a breakout of let it trade above 3,180.
And one stock, Sakshi, that is showing all signs of a breakout is Lupin.
Okay.
2125 up about 2.5%. For the last 11 12 trading sessions, Lupin is absolutely flat. I'll request the PCR to fire a 1 month chart. People will see that from 9th of August till now, it's done practically nothing, and this consolidating phase is now likely to get over. What do you think, Brijesh ji? Are Lupin's charts telling you?
Definitely, it's on the positive side and the buy side. Hourly, 4-hourly, daily, weekly charts, all time frame has been trading with higher tops and higher bottom formation. Present rate can be used to go long. Stop loss would be 1990. Play for the target of 2330, 2350. Shorter time frame for holding can be of 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Okay. Some of profit booking, Sakshi, is happening in, you remember wagon makers, Jupiter Wagons?
Yes.
1.9% lower, 544. Within the railway space, IRFC is slipping a bit lower, 1.3% lower, 181 for you. Tex Rail, a percent lower, 246.50. Ircon down 1/3%, 264.85. And Rights slipping 0.5% lower at 650.10. Sakshi.
Okay, got it. You know what else has started to buzz? Something again we have forgotten before. Tata Elxsi. It's 10.6% higher in trade. And you know, this is one stock that we haven't discussed for the last few months completely. Brijesh ji, Tata Elxsi for you after that 10.5% surge?
So as I was saying, I was looking for a BTST. Still trend is positive. If we look out daily chart, stock had been trading above all the important moving averages, and with the volume breakout has been witnesses. Stock previous high was of 9,173 around, or somewhere around 9,200. From there it was been trading with lower tops and lower bottom formation, making a swing low of 6,411 around. Today we have seen stock breaking the previous swing high, 7,390 around. It was been trading, so that has been broken. Moving average, if I talk about, as I said, if it trades above 7,600 or 7,700, where the longer term moving average lies, so it would be boosting or giving a positive sign towards the stock has been considered. Present rate can be used to go long. Keep a stop loss of 7,600. Play for the target of for 8,200 around. I feel that it can go towards the level of 8,700, 8,800 also. So for a short term, it's been considered 8,200. Stop loss will be 7,600, and if we are surpassing 8,200, then 8,800 will be coming in.
Okay, got it. So that's the view coming in on that one. Let's again look at some other spaces. What is your sense on this stock within the F&O space, ICICI Lombard General Insurance? Why has it moved up over 8.5% today, and what's next?
So already on the daily chart, stock has been trading with a higher bottom formation. If we look out the today's session, the stock had already made the new 50-week high. On a daily chart, it was trading in a very narrow range, 2020 around on the higher side, followed by 1900 on the on a downside. So, but the volume has been witnessed. If you check about the 20th August, the volume breakout has been witnessed, and it was just a flip again on the higher side. Next level to watch would be 2,250, 2,270, and I feel that till it's been trading above 2,000 mark, it would be trying to touch the level of 2,250 or 2,270.
328, ladies and gentlemen, let's start wrapping up of what has been a fantastic day for Indian equities. Cues came in very strongly from Wall Street. There are all chances of a rate cut happening in September, and that was a risk-on rally that spread across the globe. Wall Street closed higher on Friday, Asia opened stronger, and we kick-started with a bang, and that bang continues to sort of resonate on Dalal Street. Everything possibly that could go right has. You have strength coming in private banks represented by ICICI and HDFC Bank. India's second largest heavyweight stock in the Nifty, Reliance Industries, is moving. This is also India's most profitable company and the largest player in the private sector. That is doing fantastically well. Tech got a very strong boost from a very strong close on Nasdaq. Local factors, which is TCS's 20th anniversary, a very strong move in HCL Tech, Tech Mahindra, Tata Elxsi, that both Sakshi and Brijesh pointed out, point to a very strong rally. And the top gainer in the FNO space is Birla Soft today. Apart from that, strong buzz into pharma, especially mid-cap. Glenmark, Aurobindo and Lupin, apart from Alchem and so many other shares that have hit fresh record highs, are doing fantastically well. A record high on NSE 500, a record high on NSE small cap 100 index, and of course a breezy 190 points on the Nifty 50, Sakshi, a double-digit century on Nifty Bank, and 620 points on the Nifty IT index. Couldn't get better.
Absolutely, and we've had that closing above 25,010 as well.
Record close.
187.4 points higher in trade as far as the Nifty is concerned. The Nifty Bank also up by about 0.4%. Thank you so much, Brijesh, for being with us on this special edition, sharing your thoughts and ideas. We'll wind up at that. Great start to this week. We hope this continues for the rest of the days as we are inching closer to the FNO expiry session as well for the series. Thank you so much for being with us on Market Today, viewers.
Unified Payments Interface, or UPI, a real-time payment system, was launched in India in April 2016 by the National Payments Corporation (NPCI), and it has played a significant role in the growth of retail digital payments in India. NPCI itself was promoted by banks under the guidance of the